Welcome. Have you ever found yourself in such a dark place in your life that you wonder if this life is worth living? Let's let's hear the story of this young lady and I'll get back to you.
Right in front of me and told me that they would do. I can't keep this anymore. No, I can't hide it anymore. I'm at a stage whereby I think I need to voice out. I need people to hear, my story, what's going on with me. Because I'm at a stage in my life whereby I am beginning to think of you already know what. I'm 37 years old. I'm not married. I don't have a child. And I feel like my clock is ticking. I've been in this country since I was 12 years old. Please, I need you to pay attention to my story. I've been in this country since I was 12. I've been in few relationships, but it just didn't work. I'm not a bad person. I try my best to be the best that I can be. And I try my best to be the best that I can be with my partners that I've been with in the past. But it just didn't work. I know you can relate. So after so many years, I decided to go to my country in Africa. Because due to advices from different people, that maybe if I go back to Africa, maybe I can find someone and start fresh with the person. So I took their advice and I went there. I intended to stay for at least a month because, I have a reputable job here that I'm doing and I wouldn't want to stay more than necessary. So I intended to stay a month or at most 2 months. So I went to Africa and I met with someone. I met a few people, but, I met someone that was really an interesting person. This person was also working somewhere in Africa. They had a job that they were doing. So we became friends for a while. At the time he was 39. He was like 2 years older than I am. And he never been married, nor have any kid, does not have any kids either. So yeah. So we started dating after, knowing each other for a few weeks. And we started dating and I made my intention known. And he said he was also ready. That he also has been looking for someone that he could settle down with, maybe there in Africa or abroad. It didn't really matter to him. But, it looked like we had some things in common. So I ended up staying in Africa for 4 months, more than what I bargained for. And I thought it was worth it at the time. So that way I was able to know him, much better. And he was also, able to know me. So I came back here after 4 months and we kept, the communication going. And eventually I'm trying to cut the story short. I filed for him. He came here to join me here and abroad. So he was with me for a good 6 months without working. He wasn't working because there was no need for him to work at the time because, we're still putting all his documents together and everything. So he was with me. I live in my own house and he was living with me. I was feeding him. I was clothing him. He didn't have to pay no rent because, he was my man. I loved him with everything in me. And he loved me too. I believed he loved me. So, 6 months. It didn't work for 6 months. I was just doing everything. It was worth it because he was my man. I will do anything in this world for the one I love. Anything. It doesn't matter. I will go head over heels with anyone. With anyone. It doesn't matter. If I love you, I will do anything with anyone that I love. And I will still do it again. But I want to put my story out there. I need advice from you. And maybe you can learn a little bit from my story. After like 8 months, this man started talking to someone down the street. He started, like she's also an African person, and she was married before, but she was divorced. And every time I go to work, she's just the only person. She's just the only person I see that they talk back and forth. So I talked to him about this. I said I didn't feel comfortable with their relationship, the way they talk back and forth when I'm around, when I'm not around. They already have each other's numbers and they talk. And he just told me, no, it's just no, there's no string attached, no nothing. It's just like, just talking once in a while, someone to talk to around here. And the lady also said hello to me. She knew it was my man. Cut long story short, you know where the story is going. They started dating without me knowing. All of a sudden, this lady already got pregnant by my man. And eventually I knew what happened. And they came right in front of me and told me that they would do, because, I was pained, I was bitter, I felt betrayed, I felt very bad. I had to confront the lady and let her know how I felt towards the whole thing and how she backstabbed me and betrayed me as a woman. So she told me, well, it's not a big deal. Calculate every penny you spent on this guy. I will give it back to you. I can even double it. And my man, on the other hand, was there with this lady. And you know what this man told me? He said he never loved me. That he was only with me because I brought him here. Because I helped him come to abroad. Listen, this is more than how you see it or how you're listening to it right now. I'm so pained. I'm trying to cut this story short. We're no longer together. I refused any amount they offered me. The lady that she was going to give me, she was going to double the amount. I left everything to Kamar. But till today, I'm talking, it's been 3 years now. Why I'm telling you this story is that I think about it every once in a while. I'm still single, by the way. Maybe that's why I feel this pain. That's why it's even more painful. I feel single. I'm single and I'm very miserable. Now I'm almost 40. I feel pain. I'm very miserable. Thank you for listening. If you have any advice for me or any words of prayer or any words of comfort, please send it to me. I can't keep this anymore.
You have heard the story. I'm not going to go back into it, but I want us to she asked for advice. So I came across this video online and I thought that this was worth talking about because a lot of people can relate to this. So welcome guys. I see that Uncle Beno is in a comment and also Patrick. Patrick is here for the first time. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for my usual in the comment section. Thank you for being here as well. Comfort, Juliet, AJ, and also everyone in the studio. Welcome. So guys, I'm gonna start with you, Miss Elise, because you've been here for a while, and I'm pretty sure you have seen such stories displayed around you, and or maybe you can relate to it being a woman yourself. So, what would you say to any woman who feels like her clock is ticking?
Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're having a great day, and people should keep your emotions in your pocket. It's good for you. Your clock is ticking. Who is ticking the clock? And what made you understand that you're getting older? You have to pick any trash, any nonsense thing in the name of man. Must you even get married? The Bible says that a single serve God better than people that are married. It's better for you to be single than married. It's in the Bible. Who have not read that Bible verse? I have to get that Bible verse and share it.
Well, Miss Elise, not everyone is Christian. So, what about we kind of like keep it a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
more
Yeah,
generalized?
you should not be married in order to be fulfilled.
Okay.
Whether you're a Christian or not, marriage is not a guarantee of happiness and it's not a guarantee of fulfillment. No. You should find happiness within yourself first. Marriage will not give you happiness if you're not happy before marriage. And not everybody is cut up for marriage. I don't know why this society wants to marry, marry, marry. If you're single, what happened? Is there a specific certification they give to marry people? It's desperation that make people feel that I'm getting old, I'm getting old. Must you even give birth? Even having children is a calling. If you don't have that calling, what are you doing with children? So people should stop saying I'm old, I'm old. Who said you're old? Abraham had children at what age? Or is the God of Abraham not the God of today? You can live your life and do things at your own space, at your own time. You were not born to come and please anybody. You were not born to come and fulfill any system or any cultural whatever. No. People should get out of. It's somebody that stood and said, if a woman is not married at so age, she's not well respected. People follow the person. You too can create a new narrative and it'll work for you. Work on your personality, work on yourself, and be someone that makes you have to live for you. Respect yourself, live for you, have your own principles of life, follow your own procedure, have your own process, and people will align. Whether you're here or today, life goes on. Oh. Whether you're divorced or married or single, life goes on. So make yourself happy and don't live for people. Don't look for people's approval. You know, I have to do this because this person is married. I have to do this. Stop copying people. Be your own self. Create an identity that people will respect, whether they like it or not. People don't have to love you, remember, but they have to respect you. Yes, love is optional, but respect is something that people must give you willingly or you have to. They say you show people how to treat you, and people respect you or disrespect you based on how you allow them to do it. You are the CEO of your life. Nobody should tell you what to do, when to do it.
Amen
No.
to that.
You know what works for you and what does not work for you. I just feel like women should start building character, self-esteem, and do what makes them happy, not what made the neighborhood happy. No. People should stop that. So it's right time all this nonsense. I'm seeing a beautiful girl, she's talking as if she's possessed. What is wrong with women?
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Ellie. So, I mean, this woman is in pain, and we are not gonna add on to what she is going through already. And I like that you mentioned something that give the idea that women should learn to be complete in themselves. You don't need someone else to come and complete you. You don't need someone to come and validate you. You need to work on being satisfied with who you are, on being content. But again, pain is real, loneliness is real, and even more so here abroad. And sometimes I feel like it's unfair. Like I want to tell her the same thing that you have said, but I feel like it's unfair because someone might turn around and be like, well, you're saying that because you're married, you got 5 kids. And I also know the pain that some people go through, even married people, married couple, just to have a child. Like people get so desperate, and we cannot like downplay what they're feeling unless we have walked in their shoes. So the pain of being lonely is real. The pain of not having a kid is real. Not everyone. There's some women out there who will tell you that I don't need to be married. That's a choice, and they're very content with that. But those who want that life, those who want to be in a marriage situation, those who want to have kids, no, you can't just tell them that, hey, just snap over it and be content with who you are. So I'm gonna go to Patrick. It's the first time here in the studio. Thank you so much for being here. So Patrick, what would you say to any woman who feels so desperate that she feels like her time is running out? She's yet to be married. She's yet to have kids. What would be your advice to her?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I actually thought it's Uncle Ben's show.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is not Uncle Ben's show, but I am Uncle Ben's sister. So
Oh, it's nice to have you. I don't know your name. What's the name of the show?
my name is
Welcome,
Michelle.
sir, Uncle Patrick.
Thank
Welcome,
you,
sir.
Michelle.
Um,
Yes.
Coach Michelle, this is my godfather. Uncle Patrick is my godfather.
Oh,
He
last
told me to be
last week I
here.
was in the show Sunday Bible School with Uncle Ben. Hey, were you the pastor on that day?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
welcome, sir.
Yes.
I'm a Christian myself. Thank you for being here, and I'm so glad that you're going to bring that Christian perspective into the solution that we are trying to find for this woman.
Thank you. I'm just looking at
Welcome, sir.
the content of the story. The first speaker was talking about people don't want to get married. You don't have to get married. Well, that's not the issue right now.
No, that's
I'm
not the
so
issue. Yes.
I'm so pissed off when I've heard the story. How would a guy do this? Let's face fact. I have somebody that did the same thing. Somebody that I know. The sister is in America. When this guy was getting married, the sister went to the store, bought everything for them, and took it to Nigeria. When I went to Nigeria, they sent me even a big bag to bring, a big luggage to bring down for the sister. This guy works in the bank. However, he lost his job. He came to America. When we started the church in my city in America, this guy was one of my first members who was involved. Before I know it, I didn't see him again. Could you believe this guy went ahead and impregnated somebody else? They hide it from me. So when I went to the sister, I saw the daughter carrying a baby. Whose baby is this? That is his uncle's baby. Your uncle? I was shocked to my marrow.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, this guy is in rehab right now. In his 40s, he's wearing diaper.
Oh no.
Yes, I wept. I wept. This guy has a terminal disease right now. So the wife is crying back in Nigeria. I don't know. The sister just celebrated her 60th birthday. He couldn't, how can he come with his condition? He's feeding on a feeding tube. How could somebody bring you from Africa and a lady is coming down to beg and ask for paying you back? Who does that? This lady is in pain.
As if it was a merchandise.
Yeah, some people are operating on that cost. They don't know. I was so pissed off when I heard this girl's story. Look at this beautiful lady. I have daughters. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to my daughter. We've talked about people getting money from women. Don't do that if you are not interested. Don't allow a woman to bring you to Obodoyinbo, and at the end of the day, you run away because you saw another woman. No. We have to be very careful. I'm talking to the men right now. This is something I saw. They didn't tell me the story. A young guy in his 40s is in a nursing home in America. This is life. Cannot even stand up with two babies. The wife is in Nigeria. They got married. They both work in the bank. So one has to be that should be a lesson. Look at this lady crying. Yeah, beautiful lady. She needs our prayer. She's traumatized. She wouldn't want to date anybody. The trust is broken already. She went to Nigeria, she went to Africa, spent 4 months, stayed with the guy, brought him. The girl working with about to make sure feeding you. You now went to somebody. Some people will say, well, it's my own luck. Which kind of luck is that? You are destroying another people's life for you to climb. We have kids. We have wife. We wouldn't want that to happen to our children. Yes. For those of us, there are a lot of cases around now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a pastor or whatever. Pastor divorce. You know many GO that their wife have left. Marriage is intentional. Nobody is perfect. If you think you leave somebody and go and marry, you are just, no, there is no green on the other side. You are just kidding. It is you that will have to work it out with your spouse. That's why I tell people, Pastor General Overseer, they divorce because they don't make their family their priority. Yes, women go through a lot. I'm not saying this to be on the side of women. Yes, I'm going to round up. The last baby my mother had traumatized her.
Hmm.
The last babies, everything about my mother went down. I
Oh,
was a baby. I was younger then. I go to both of us are in Nigeria. They are from Nigeria. I go to Lutz to get a medication. I can never forget. They give her in 100 pack because she had high BP because the baby almost killed her. So women go through a lot. It is you, man, that has to use your brain. If you want your marriage, you want to stay there, you have to make peace. After all, like this, there's no marriage in heaven. So you have to be wise as well in choosing. Don't go for somebody that has no future. You need to know that person, know where it comes from, his home, our home, because we all have our own baggages.
true.
I'm so sorry with this lady. She's traumatized. She left everything, went to go and bring that stupid guy, got that one pregnant, and come and say, and the lady, if it's another, that's why they use this thing to keep some people. I beg. I wasn't happy when I heard that story. I've seen it. Thank you for having me, my sister. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you so much again for stopping by. And yeah, you were so right. And she said it herself in her story that she let it to calm her. She let it to calm her. We have in the studio. We have in the studio Bijou Sandrine. It's been a while. Sandrine, what would you say to women who also are in such a desperate place that they feel that they're not being fulfilled because they haven't been blessed with a man or kids? What would you tell them? Is Sandrine here?
Yes, Coach. Hi, happy Sunday, everyone. And thank you, Coach Michelle, for inviting me. I came a little bit late, so I didn't really grab the whole story. So, can you summarize the story for me again, please?
So the young lady on the screen, she shared her story. She's so heartbroken. She's very depressed. She came to the U.S. When she was 12, and she'd been in many relationships, but never yielded anything positive. So at some point, they advised to her that she goes back to Africa and find love, which she did. She went home and she met someone who had a job, and they liked each other, and she thought that he was the one. So she got married to him. She came back here. She fight for him. He came to the US, and just while waiting for him to get like all his documentation on in order, she was the one taking care of him, paying for everything, feeding and clothing him. But he became friend with one of her African neighbors down the street. They became friends, and she felt uncomfortable around that friendship. She mentioned it to him, but at first he just presented it as if it was just simple friendship. But fast forward, the girl down the street got pregnant, and he told her that he never loved her, so he moved in with the other lady. And the other lady even offered to pay back everything that she has spent on bringing this guy, on taking care of this guy all this while. And she's like, I'm 37, I don't have no kids. I'm soon to be 40. I have no husband. I'm not a bad person, but I just happen to be one of those people who love hard. Like she said, I would do everything for the man that I love. I'm just that kind of person. But where do I go from here? Like, look at me now. I'm so depressed and I feel like just ending it all. So that's the story. And I know that being here, you live here in the US, and I know you can relate to this, that a lot of loneliness is real. And a lot of women, especially when they get to the place where they're approaching 40, they tend to feel like this, depending on their goals of and objective for their life, of course. So what would you tell to any woman who is in such a desperate place that she feels like her clock is ticking, the marriage is not coming along, and no kids?
Uh, Thank you. I think it's like you said before, it's very hard to give advice to people when we are not in the shows, you know.
Yeah.
But rather, she can start over anytime. I know that she already put her heart and head on that man. But for me, what I would tell her is like life is not over. You can start over at any time, even at 50 years old. Um, and also sometimes that with women, you need to know that when you enter any relationship, just don't go there with a blindfold. No, you need to open your eyes. Even her kids, her husband, don't give them like 100% trust because those are men. They can, you know, they can. I fact, we will. What I want to say is like we are not in their heart, we are not in their head. So please don't trust them 100%. We don't know what tomorrow is.
Yeah.
So save some for yourself. Don't say, okay, I love deep, I love like 100%. I can give the whole thing to that man, to my kids. No, don't do that. So for me, she's 37 years old. She's still young. She can start her life. She can start over at any time, you know. For me,
Yeah.
just forget about that guy. Don't expect anything from him. You know, don't even ask him for anything. Don't ask him for any money, for everything, anything she did for that guy. Just for her, just forget about it. Just, you know, close that book. That book is done. It's over. Just close it. Just move on. I know it's so easy to say than done, you know, but that's
Yeah.
she needs to start working on that. And what is bad is like they lived in the same, I guess, in the same, not the
Neighborhood.
same city, like the same neighborhood. For her,
Yeah.
I think it's best for her is just to move, change the neighborhood, go somewhere else. Just don't be around him all the
Yeah.
time because
Yes.
that one is gonna be so hard for to heal for that if she sees him, sees the girl, sees the children they will have. Like no, she needs to move on, change the city if you can, change the state, but yeah, she just need to move and close that page, you know. I know it happens sometimes, you know. Sometimes we find good husband, unfortunately also we find bad one. I guess it was a bad one, but I don't want her to put her. I just want to know that we still have good men out there. We still have good men, no matter how they behave all those times. We still have good men. We still have good couple. We still have people who comes into a relationship with a good heart. So for me, just still believe it, you know, believe in love, you know, believe in trust, but just be careful when you start a new relationship, even not even new, but when you start any relationship, just be careful. Don't go there 100% because that's the kind of relationship that can kill you later. You know, always think like, you know what, I mean, just love that guy 40%, 50%. I'm sorry about that, but sometimes you have to think like that just to survive because it's not easy. In fact, that's what I want. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say right now. Like, I'm really sorry about what is going on in her life, but I don't want her to lose hope. You know, we never know what tomorrow is made of. So yeah, keep believing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I could also say that this applies to every woman out there who is single and still searching and kind of getting to that place where they are about to fall into desperation. Don't lose hope, right? But we have CB in the studio, and all the women who spoke before are married. Like you said, it's easy to tell someone that, hey, you're gonna be fine. Why you yourself cannot relate to what they're going through? So, Stevie, what would you advise, not necessarily to this woman, what advice would you give to young ladies out there that feel like my time is running out?
Hello, Coach Michelle.
Hi,
Good evening,
CB.
ma. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you, my dear.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, please.
Yes, guys, please
Thank
like
you
and
very much, ma.
subscribe.
Yes, ma. So, ma, please, can I get the question again? Because my network is kind of in and
Oh,
out.
I'm so sorry
So,
about that. So what I'm saying is that all of us who have spoken, the ladies who have spoken so far are married. So sometimes it's not easy to advise someone that you cannot relate with, to their situation. So you being so single, what would you tell women out there who feel like my time is running out, who are at on the verge of like falling into depression because they feel like time is running out and they are yet to be married or to have kids? What advice would you give them?
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. So I'm going to say, first of all, get busy, go out, socialize, have fun. If you maybe if you're done with one degree and you feel like furthering your education, go ahead and do that. Find a purpose. Don't sit idle, and don't can you guys hear me? My network
Yeah,
is
we
so
can hear
weird.
you. It's clear, loud and clear.
Okay, yes, don't okay. So don't sit idle, like I said before.
Mm.
Get busy. If you want to further your education, do that. And also try and make friends. Go on dates, have fun. It's not something that you should be thinking of. Just generally live your life. Because if you sit down at home and you start thinking, oh, I'm still single, thoughts will start coming into your head. And then you find yourself giving attention to everybody that says hi to you,
Hmm.
just because you're feeling like, okay, what if I don't reply this one now? What if I don't reply this one and all of that? So basically, just live your life. When the time is right, he'll find you. And then most importantly, I know I should have led with this, just pray. Pray and ask God for direction. Pray and ask God to guide you, because sometimes the one actually is not the one. I don't know if I'm making sense. Sometimes they
Yeah.
come and they look like, oh, they are the one, but they are not the one at the end of the day. And just because someone is doing, let's say, 70% of your wish, or your, how do I put it? Let me put it this way. Just because someone is ticking like maybe 8 out of your boxes doesn't mean that the person is yours. Someone can be good, but the person is not for you. You guys are not compatible. You guys might even be best of friends, but that does not mean that you guys are meant to be married. So if you're single, please make sure you're doing something. You're working, you have a business, further your education. Find something to do. Don't be idle. And don't think about it. Don't think about it though. I know it sounds somehow
Yeah.
okay. Let me use myself as an example. There's this very good friend of mine. I met her here on the internet. She knows I'm very much single. And do you know what she said to me? She said,
No,
CB, your husband will come when you are not looking. And do you know that that word, every day, it keeps ringing in my head? Although I'm very busy, me, I like money. I'm always doing one thing or the
that's good, my
other.
sister. And it's very good.
so, so she said that, and ever since she said that, I think God used her to speak to me. She was like,
Hmm.
CB, your husband will come when you are not looking. That doesn't mean that when you see one, maybe you might see a man now, he looks like he's your spec, or he looks like, oh my God, this guy's ticking all my boxes, or almost all my boxes, because no one can actually tick all your boxes. Nobody is perfect. And then you now start saying, I think he's the one. Or you see your husband in every man that says hi, or you see your husband in every man that says hello. No. Or you see your husband in every man that compliments you. That's desperation. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's desperation. I know, because in my I'm not gonna lie, in my mid 20s I was desperate though. You can imagine. Because I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm done with my degree now. So the
Hmm.
next thing is NYSC. And after NYSC, me and all my friends, all my classmates were like, yes, so you invite me for your wedding and all of that. Where am I today now? I'm still not married. See? So I was just, my own is, I didn't even want to further my education back then. I wasn't thinking of business. I wasn't thinking of, I was just like, I'm done. I graduated. Yes, so people see me is marriage. I was getting it all wrong. But I give glory to God because I found my purpose. So that's it.
Amen. Amen.
Your
Thank you so much.
husband, to every single lady out there, sorry, Coach Michelle,
Yeah, go
your
ahead, my
husband
sister.
will show up when you're not looking. God bless us all.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
ma.
much. Now, I'm gonna ask another question, but to our the ladies here, I mean those who live in the U.S. in the studio. You know, when I moved in the U.S., I was in my mid 20s. I had this it's kind of like a family friend, a father, a mentor. One of the first conversations that we had was he asked me, "Do you have someone in your life?" I said no, and he said, "Do you have someone back home?" I said no, and he was like, "Huh? How are you gonna do? Maybe you should send word to your family back home to start looking for someone that you can, someone for you." And I was like, just looking at him, like, what is he talking about? Because I felt like coming from Africa, I never had that problem. Like, it can be that hard. But fast forward, just like few months or a year later, I could really feel what it meant. But on the other side, I had this aunt, and she kept telling us that do not make the mistake. She lives over here. Do not make the mistake to go home to find someone, because those people, they will not be seeing the person in front of them. All they see is that green ticket. Do not do that. Don't go back home. I was like, okay, this is confusing. One says, go home because there's no good person over here. The other person said, don't you go home because they will not love you. They will just want their free ticket. So my question to you, I'm going to come back to you, Miss Elise. Would you recommend to our sisters from African heritage to go back home and find love? Is that something that you would recommend?
Except you met Jesus face to face as Paul met him, and he told you go and get them. Then you go. If not, don't try it. Except you want to play lottery. Anything that happen, I will take it. Then go. Except you want to import someone. Okay. You want to import someone, and then if they decide to leave you, you have enjoyed the period and you're okay to lose, then go ahead. See, me, I don't pity all these women that go and carry men. Oh. Anything you do anyhow, you see anyhow. In America, there are 51 states, or is it 50 states? uh In this 50 states, in your city, there are thousands of men. If you cannot find a man in your city, it means you're a bad woman. You're not marriable. Simple. It simple means that maybe your criteria, you keep on selecting the same bad men and the relationship keep failing. Or maybe you just have to stay single and work on yourself first before going into any relationship. Because you cannot be with five different men and all of them are bad when you are the common denominator. You are the problem. So
Hmm.
these sisters crying and saying, it's not men. You had five boyfriends, five of them abandoned you, or you did not work out, and you're accusing them. Why? Were they brothers and sisters? Did they know each other? The problem is that people don't want to work on themselves, but they want to be married. People don't want to change, but they want to marry and change the other person when they cannot change. Why? So for me, these children, shh. If you cannot work on yourself, please stay single. And if you're not ready to change the things you need to change, no marriage will work for you. Even if you try, it will not work. I will never advise any sister you go to church. So all your dedication in church, no brother wanted to marry you. You went to club if you're a club goer with all your front and back, bouncing and whining. Nobody choose you, my sister. So in your village meetings you have been going to, nobody want to marry you. So in your school, when you went to school, no guy in the whole campus, nobody could find you as a wife. My sister, you better go for deliverance, so. Or is it juju you believe in? Go and visit juju, they will wash you and you become clean because you are possessed. Maybe when they see you, they see Obanje, they see an old woman. You don't know. I cannot believe that a woman would be. You are young, you get breast, you get yash, you get degree, you get good work. It's not that men want you, and you're the one selecting. No, nobody wants you. Singleness one by you. You say you're normal. You're not normal, oh. You're not normal, my sister. So if now all the men are in your city refuse you, you want to go to the village. When they see you, they see passport. When they look at the Hollywood movies, they see, hey, the White House. They see America. They say, thank God, though, God has sent a savior. You think there are no women around them they want to marry? Or you think you are a golden girl, eh? Woman will never see before. Good luck, good jam. So before you came, he was not looking around. He did not have any girlfriend. You fell from heaven because you came from America. Come and save him now from poverty and from misery. Everybody wants to japa, but oh, you go, everybody wants to come. So when you go there, don't think that the man loves you because if he's love, he would have loved anybody that he's seen every day. He never loved the person that you were not they see, they hear for phone, they love. People should stop dreaming, no. There's interest in every relationship. If now he choose you because of your passport, he doesn't know you. When he come abroad with you, now he sit down and start comparing you with that girl behind his house. Start comparing, say, no, this one not follow. She bring me here, it's true, me too, I satisfy am now. She love me, I love her. Now everybody should take his own road. He leave you because your character is not good and he can leave you. Is it by force? Even if you marry somebody from the same country or you're abroad, if it doesn't work, must he stay with you? So if you fail to work on your character when you are in America, all the men no one marry you. You become all cargo, desperate cargo. You carry your body, go finance. See, you finance a man. They say it's a man that marry a woman. You tell God that no, what you did was wrong. Oh, I will do it the other way. And you do anyhow, you see anyhow now. When you finance a man, what do you expect him to do? He will go and finance a woman. He will go and love a woman that he can love. So you people should stop. You people should stop crying, I beg. No crying, no crying. So anything the woman sees, let her take. For me, I'm against distance love. It's scam, it's fake. Even Jesus did not love us from heaven. He came out in human form. And then we saw him and then we believe in him and then we gave our life to him. If you cannot see somebody and stay with the person, there's no love, there's interest. And you should be ready for disappointment because it will happen sooner or later. One in a million work, one in a million. And let me tell you something, all these men that go and carry women from Africa, they do juju on them. Oh. That's why it's working before they bring them. They do juju on them. When they do juju finish, and then the woman come here, she dey lis ten to everything. But the day she goes back home and they go wash am, the thing clear for her eye. When she come back, instead one, she go say 20. Because she too don't realize, say her head not correct. She go washing, juju don't come out. So it does not work. It does not work. One in a million. Then if you want to be that one in a million, my sister, go and try. When it doesn't work, we'll be here to wipe your tears. We'll do life for you. You know, we are very good at giving bad advice and good one. Anyone you want take, you take. You bring your subject here, we'll talk about it. And heaven will not fall. That man will use you, that woman will use you. If use me, I use you, God not go vex. Don't say that I don't want to use my brain to think. I don't know which father or mother will tell the daughter, go and marry that man, pay your bride price, buy
Okay,
his ticket, do
Mr.
everything. So,
Thank you so much. So, I mean, we
uh-huh.
get your point. You do not, you are against the idea of
Very, very
um,
against, very against.
distant love, going back home to
No.
make love. And if it hasn't worked for you here, then don't think that by going and also, yeah, I think I can see your point right there because then it didn't work here, and now you feel like you go over there, like to the village or back home to get someone. Then now maybe in the back in your mind, you're thinking that that person gonna feel that they owe me something, and that gonna make them stay. But we all know that you cannot buy love. But either way, I'm gonna hear from you, Sandrine. You also live abroad. Would you recommend to anyone to go back home and find love?
You know what? I agree to some extent to what Miss Ellis just said. You know, it's very hard to judge a character of a poor guy. It's very very hard. But like I said, we still have good people out there. We still have good people. I know that we heard a lot of bad stories, but also we heard a lot of good stories of people coming from coming back home to get married, men's or women's. So for me, what I will recommend, for me, just study the guy, just study the family. I know that everything is interested and we are never 100% sure of anything. So I won't say if somebody tell me, okay, I'm going back home to marry this guy, I will just ask her some question. Do you know this guy very well? Do you know this family? I will ask a question that I should ask, But I will never tell her, no, don't go. Because if the answers are good, that the answer she's giving, the person is giving me is good, are good. So I will never tell her no, don't go. But what I will tell her, just be careful. Like I said, don't enter any relationship like a blind woman or a blind guy. Always protect yourself. You know, when you go there, I know that maybe you like that guy or maybe you like that woman, but just always have some savings somewhere just in case. So we never know. So I won't say, okay, this guy is bad, don't go. I never know. We do have some couple that just started as if they were just playing, as if it was just a joke. But look at them now. Is a strong. They are like, we have strong couples out there. We started like that. So yeah, for me it's like, it's true that at least she's making sense on some of her comments. But if somebody wants to go back home to marry, I don't know, to marry somebody there, yeah, just go for it. Never know. We don't know where happiness is. So yeah, go.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandrine. Brother Patrick, you are still here. If you're still here, I see that you're on the screen. Would you advise your daughter? Would you agree that your daughter goes home to find someone? Is that something that you would support?
Okay, thank you again, Michelle, for having me. Let me first let me encourage our single ladies. Let me first of all say I respect women a lot. And our women seem not to understand the power God has given them. Most of our women don't use this power. I tell you, a woman was telling us they won visa lottery, and she has to stay a few months after they gave them visa lottery to complete her master's. And they left a day when the visa was to expire. They came to America. They entered America. And she has to go back to school for nursing school. And she will be in class and be crying. I don't even understand the accent, the class, because she didn't do science. But she ended up graduating as a nurse.
Wow.
Many of us came in here with masters, even some with PhD, and start all over again and still excel.
Yes.
Especially women. They will be nursing baby. They will go to school. They will have their RN. They will have their masters with that zeal. But why are you not excelling in the area of marriage or looking for a suitor? You can still use that zeal as well. That's what I'm wondering. So what is wrong with our women? You see, a young girl will just be going up. Well, when it comes to marriage, they'll be blindfolded. They need to look at that area. I'm serious. Because if you can excel in your career, you can as well excel in the area of looking for a partner. You don't want to go for less. You know your worth. So whenever I see a professional, a career, get beautiful girl, cry and say, what is wrong with you? Do you think it's easy to succeed in white man country where there's racism? People are looking down on you and you still excel. Despite what you go through among your colleagues, you still go up there. So and God has blessed women on that. Most women are any more than men right now. So if you cannot use that, there's something wrong with you. Don't be emotionally carried away if you meet a guy. You still have those qualities, those values. Why must you shrink when it comes to dating somebody? So our women are really endowed. I'm just encouraging our women, go for it. God has endowed you to excel. Don't go for less. Don't chicken out when it comes to relationship. Yes, you can make it. Why should a woman be nursing a baby, sit at home with doing her degree master and still excel? While a man is struggling. Because God has deposited in a woman the way to, even when she's reading, to multitask. When my wife is driving, she's making a call. I was like, no, honey, don't do that. I said, leave me. I can do. I said, me, I cannot do that. And she will excel. So you can do that. I'm just encouraging our women, our sisters. Don't go for less. Don't go for a man that will come. And concerning going to abroad, if you go to abroad, your blinds, you can never see a red flag. If you go to Africa, you can never see any red flag in that man. You are going there, your purpose is to go and look for husband, whether good or bad. Like the case of this lady, she doesn't see any red flag in that man. She doesn't even know that man. That is dangerous. We have had many. I'm not saying your marriage cannot be successful if you bring a man, but there are many that advantage supersede the disadvantage supersede the advantage. Many people are crying over that. I don't know how you are going to do it, except somebody is there to guide you. Say, we know this family, we know this man, this is genuine. You are even dealing with the person, people you met in abroad. You are still even the people you know. You don't even trust them. You are still dealing with them. You now go to Africa, where you come from, to go and bring a man that you don't even know. Where, like I said, you are emotionally down, or you are going there to just go and grab somebody. Like men does. If you go to a store, you just go buy and get out. Women will take time. If my wife go to store, it can take 3 hours. But me, I know what I want to go and buy. I'll just go. I will not even check. My wife, I'll call my wife will say, did you check the dates? This thing is expired. I didn't even look. Exactly. My wife will go to the store, look at everything, knows what she wants to buy, do everything, and bring it. As oh. But me will just go grab whatever I want to buy from the store. Hey, 5 minutes, I'm out. Just like that. When you go, you are desperate. Like somebody put out it. That lady went there, stayed. She wanted to spend 2 weeks, 2 months. She ended up spending for 4 months. And this guy said, I don't even love you. Who says that? Because you gave him that. The impression, I don't even love you. So if you are going to anywhere, you are on your own. You have a very big blind spot that you are not even seeing. You are just going there, grab and bring. Yes. That's
Thank
what you
you.
are doing.
Thank you so much, Brother Patrick.
Thank you.
You said something. Women are very strong. They're very resilient, and they have been given like a lot of gifts and abilities. But unfortunately, our gifts and abilities and talents oftentimes don't translate into the area of relationship. That's why you will see a big corporate woman crying like a baby when it comes for love. When it comes to love. So it's quite unfortunate. But you also said, and Sandrine also mentioned this. We've seen marriages that the woman went back home and brought someone here and they are flourishing. So we can't put like everyone in the same bucket but you mentioned that there's less advantages than there are disadvantages in doing this because you go there and Sandrine also mentioned that it's hard to know the real face, the real color of a man when he is hungry, when he is poor. So you go there, that man gonna treat you like a queen. He's gonna tell you all the right words because he needs to be able to make it in life. So it's really hard to test and know if this man is genuine in his profession of love. So this is a hard situation, but we need to move on to the next topic. But this is what I will leave to this sister. I listened to her several times, and she said that when I love, I can do like head over, I can go like above or beyond just for the man that I love. And that kind of gets me worried. And Bishu, something you mentioned, you say, no, you cannot give all your heart like that. You need to be very careful. Yeah. And I'm also going to say that, what do you mean when you say that you can do everything for the man you love? That means that you can even renounce to who you are just because you love someone. That is very scary. So please, my sister, I hope you come across this video. You need to delete that from your dictionary, from your notebook. Do not say to yourself that when I love someone, I will go, I will do everything for that person. No, because you never want to lose yourself in a relationship. You want to continue to maintain the sense of who you are. And if the person comes to your life and doesn't align with who you are, have the courage to choose you. And the second thing also that you mentioned in the video that kind of drew my attention is that this man, this husband of yours, started hanging out with this woman. And I'm like, ladies, especially married ladies out there, be mindful the people that you allow into your house. Be very careful with that, because we all know the dangers associated with having an idle life. This is a man, this is a jobless man. It doesn't work. You go to work all day and you allow him to associate with a single lady next door. Why would you do that? Because I'm pretty sure that you were the one who introduced them. It came, it didn't know anyone. Somehow it got to meet this woman. So we have to be very mindful of who we allow in our inner circle. We have to be very mindful of that. And I mean, this doesn't dismiss the fact that this man shouldn't have done what he has done. But I'm just saying that sometimes we open doors to the Satan to come inside our house. And the last thing I'm going to tell you, my sister, is that please do, and someone has mentioned this here before, do everything that you can to find healing. Do everything that you can, like forget about this guy, seek counseling. Even if you're not a Christian, there's many kind of counselings out there. Seek counseling. Really focus on healing, because as long as you are hurting, this pain will constitute a barrier between you and the love that can flow into your life. As long as you're resentful, it will affect your life for the longest. You're 37 today, but if you don't want to wake up 10 years later, still stuck in the same place, then you need to forgive. You need to erase this from your heart. It's not going to be easy. It might take a month. It might take 6 months. It might take 1 year, but be willing to do everything that you can to wash this away from your heart, because love cannot flow in a place where there is so much resentment. It's impossible. And I'm going to leave you with this wisdom key that says that what you're willing to let go determine what God will bring in your life. So let go of this man, let go of the pain, let go of the resentment, and open up yourself to receive what God has in store for you. All right, guys, thank you so much. Now, let's dive into the letter of the day. So I'm going to replace that. So this is our letter of today. And this is the story of a woman. Give me one moment. This is the story of a woman who she's 30 years old, and she is torn between a major decision. She's been married, and she has 2 kids with her husband, but before marrying her husband, she had another child. Now she's at a place where the husband wants to adopt her child, but it comes with an ultimatum. He said to his wife that, I want to adopt your child, but if I do adopt that child, I never want her father to have anything to do with her until she's in a major age, until she's turned like 18 or beyond. I never want you to get in touch with her father, because if you do, that will be the end of our marriage. Now this woman is torn. I hope you can see the story on the screen, guys. Now this woman is wondering, she's like, this is a good thing for my child, but I don't think it's fair for my child not to know her origin. And she's asking, how do I put this to my husband, that every child needs to know where they come from? How do I explain to him that, yes, you can adopt her, but I would like for us to keep the door open just in case her real father will come and want to know her, so that she can know where she came from. That's our letter of today, guys. So I don't know if you guys want me to read it, or is it clear enough? CB, Luke hasn't said anything yet.
Ma, it's clear. You just summarized everything, so we
Ve-
can actually go ahead.
Very good.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
It's clear.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that's our letter of the heart of today. But my first question, I don't know if Brother Patrick is still here, Pastor Patrick is still here, but if you are, sir, I'm gonna ask you, a man who abandoned a child, who turns his back from a woman and his child, does he still have the right to come back into that child's life?
Hmm. All right. Thank you, Sister Michelle. Yeah, I'm going to talk about we are talking about blended family.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the man first. When you're adopting somebody, the reason why you are adopting that person is because about love, genuine love for that child.
Hmm.
I don't know the background of the story. I don't know why the man did not show up. But if the man should show up in future, and the boy become an adult, it is now left for the boy to make that decision. Either he wants to go for the fight to the biological father for the biological father to know him or not. But for the husband, if the man wants to really adopt the boy, let him adopt the boy in law without any condition. The father will show up and can show up anytime. It is now left for the mother to deal with the father. Say, okay, Mr. Man, why are you showing up now? Where were you? You not play any role in the life of this son. What is it? Why do you want to show up now? We had cases that many fathers do not even show up at all. So if for any reason this man showed up, let this man set aside and let the wife deal with it. Not based on the condition that if this man show up, don't you love your wife? And say that will be the end. No, 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 no. If you love the woman and love the wife, we had cases of which maybe the father is even dead and you decide to take the responsibility. That's a very good commitment, responsibility in love without expecting anything. I've had people that do not even know their father, they were adopted. And they will tell you they are adopted, but this is their parent, this adopted parent. I love them. I don't even want to know for now, I don't really, if my father should show up, I will know him as biological father. That's it. So if the boy should grow up, leave it for the boy to make that decision. If the father should show up right now, let the woman deal with it. You just stand by your wife. Don't give your wife condition and say, if the father show up and she doesn't to, he's not going to marry him. And if the boy says, I want to know my dad, maybe he was small then, yes. But by the time he become an adult, decided, knowing my father is not a big deal, I know him, but this is my real father. He's the one that took care of me. So be it. But the most important thing is love. I love this guy. I want to be there for him. When the time that he really needs me to play the role of a father, as a role model, I will stand and be there and to show my wife that I love her too. I tell you, all these kids, they need their father present. We have people in church that do not know their father. That men in church will be their mentor, will teach them, will be there for them so that they will not derail. So that's the role you are playing. You may not be in church and decide to take care of your wife's son. That's the role you are playing right there. Genuine love. So don't put that woman in one pedestrian and say if your husband should show up, that's the end. No, that's too rigid. Let the husband show up. Yes, anytime. That doesn't concern you. But just be there. Stand by that woman. It is in America that I see people, they get married to people that is pregnant and say, okay, I'm going to marry you. I know you are pregnant. I'll be there. When you have the baby, even though I'm not the biological father, I will call the umbilical cord. It is happening in America. If a man can do that, yes, I know your situation. The man refused to take the pregnancy, but I'm going to be there and carry the baby with you. Many cases. So don't do anything and say, yeah, I'm going to stand. But if the father show up, no, you are not showing love. I'm sorry. You love the son, you love the mother. I'm going to be there forever. Yes, if the father showed up and the boy said, I want to know, good Lord, yes, know them. It's good for you to know your parents. But I'm still there as your father. Yes, without wedding, there will be two fathers. And the boy will stood up. This is the man that took care of me. This is the one I know as my father. This is my biological father. Yes, he's here. So everybody will play their part, their role. Yes. It is how you lay your bed. That's how you are going to sleep on it. If you come during wedding, they will put you aside, okay, because you are a sperm donor. Good luck. But this is my father. He's the one that took care of me. He was there at my school during principal call, everything at my football game. He's always there. This is my father. But you are the sperm donor. Good luck with that. I'm an adult now. That's what I'm going to say. You don't have to say if the father comes that no, don't do that. If you really love this woman, and yes, and that's why I give an example of people being pregnant, and a man will say, "I will marry you with your pregnancy." Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that input. You said the husband shouldn't give that ultimatum to the woman. He should just like do his part of loving that child, standing by that woman, no matter what. Luke, you haven't said anything yet since you've been in the studio. Are you here? Because if you are, Luke, I'm gonna ask you. Does a husband has the power to cut off all ties with the biological father as a condition to adopt a child?
Okay. Hello, ma. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, same to you, ma. Peace on everybody. Okay, your question: does the husband have a right to cut off all ties with a child? Actually, it depends on the woman. I don't have much to say. Actually, it depends on the woman. If the woman agrees to it, then he can do it. But I don't think he has the right to do it. He doesn't have the right. To me, I don't think it's okay. The child's father is still the father of the child, even though he's a deadbeat. He's still the father. Yes, to me, that's my own opinion. He does not have any rights. It's only if the mother of that child agrees, and if the child too agrees to it. That's why I feel he can do it.
I mean, the
That's my
child is
opinion,
only
man.
8. The child is only 8 and doesn't know much, but the mom would like for her to have to at least know her origin. So that's what she feels like. If the biological father was to come back, they should like open the door for him to come so the child knows where she came from. But the husband is like, nope.
Yeah,
So if I adopt her, no, it cannot come until the child has grown to make her own decision to maybe seek for her origin. So you're saying that it's up to the mother, not to the husband to make this decision. But this is the condition that is given in order for him to adopt the child. But you're saying that he doesn't have that right.
he doesn't have that right to adopt to say he wants to cut off all ties with her real father.
Okay.
He doesn't have that right. But the child is still young. She cannot make her own decision. That's why I said the woman should come in. But if the woman does not agree to it, because the child does not have that mind to make her own decisions, so the mother can stand with her. But if the mother does not agree, then when that child comes of age and that child said he wants to cut off all ties with her real father, it's a right she can do it. But this stepfather does not have that right to do it. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much. Miss Elise, I'm gonna go back to you. Is it wrong for this woman to still hope, even though she has found love, she has found a husband who loves her, who has given her a house, who wants to adopt her child? Is it wrong? Is it wrong for her to still hope on the fact that maybe one day the biological father of her first child will come and her child will get to meet him and know where she came from? Is she wrong to still hope that?
This story, I not get part two. There's a missing part. Where is the biological father?
No, the biological father never, like, he abandoned her. If you read in the story, she said that when she got pregnant, he did not want anything to do with her. So it worked out, it worked away, and she even later
Did
on
she did she did she take him to court?
found out that he even had another family in another country. So I mean, she did everything by herself until she met her husband. But she's like, she still want her daughter to know where she came from.
Well, the thing still is not complete. When a woman is pregnant, she has to let the father know that he has a child, even if the man refuses. When she has that child, if the man is from Zambia, you are in America, go to Zambia embassy and they will send him a convocation that he has a child in America. He will know about his child. They will send him a mail. He will receive the mail. He has to know that he has a child. She has to contact his family members and say, you have a child here and you must take care of that child. She did not fight enough to have contact with the father of that child. She just felt like, some single women, when they go through suffering and endurance that them themselves brought upon themselves, they will not say, okay, I don't care, I'll take care of my child. And why must a man that is not a father to the child want to adopt somebody's child when the man is still alive? Why do you want to change somebody's last name because you are receiving the child in your house? It's a failed relationship. The child has to keep her father's name. You're not the father. So for you to accept the child in your house,
Right now, the child is carrying her uncle's name, like their family's name, not
and she
not.
should stay with her family name. Why must he? Does he have his own children? Must she carry his name before he accept her as a child? Why is that man so somehow? I feel like this man does not love this woman. Oh. Because as Uncle Paul said, there are men that will see a woman with children and will take all the children and treat them like his own without even changing the names. And he will never even bother. He will like that. He will call them my children. What is wrong with this man? This man does not love this woman. And for him to even say, the day the man comes back, if that marriage he is in now finishes and the woman goes somewhere with her children and they change all his children's names, will he be happy? Will he be happy? Some men as if they drink pine pie or something where they worry on her brain. So if they do, let us exchange the ball. Today that marriage is over. Let's say the woman say, okay, if you want, seven will finish. You want to finish it where the father come. Okay, let's finish it now. Let's divorce. They divorce. You go and meet somebody else, and then the other person say, I want to change your children's name. They call him and say, since you're no longer with her, for me to take her with your children, I have to change the name. How will he feel? Let her give him back the question. Let's see how he will sit in his stomach. This is pure evil. This is just, the Bible says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. But that speaketh, King James people, but he speaks. So this man is just wicked. He does not love her. Means this man can wake up anytime for no useless reason and just abandon the woman. This woman in her marriage, now one rope the whole amo. The marriage don't finish self. This man is not good. No man. There are men that will see women with 3 kids, marry her with her children, and love the children like his own, and have other children with her. This man, I don't see love. I don't see commitment. I don't see acceptance. Oh, he have accepted. Which acceptance? Number one, when you have a child, you meet a man with a child, and the child living with your mother. If this man loves you, we say, bring that child to our home. Because I know the attachment between a mother and her child. I cannot say I love you when your child is not with you. I know you're not at peace. I know you're not happy. Bring the child. Before bring that child say from the beginning. This man is not a good man. Let's call a spade a spade.
Thank you so
See,
much,
for me,
Miss. Thank
this
you.
marriage is. This marriage is over, I beg. Make you just dey manage them. They go. They do way stop
The
for road. They
marriage
stop
is
for
not
road.
over, Miss Elise. They just have a problem and they're trying to find a solution. The marriage is not over. So,
There's
as
already a solution. Let them scatter the marriage.
as, as
Let's
this
move on.
letter came in, the child still live with her mom. But the only thing is that the husband suggested, let's bring the child back here. I want to adopt the child, but here are my conditions. Now, Sandrine, if you're still in the studio, I'm going to ask you, do you think this woman is wrong to hope that the biological father of a child comes back? Or do you feel like because this man has not wanted anything to do with this child since the beginning, maybe she should just allow her husband to take this child and not have any contact with the biological father?
Thank you, Coach Michelle. So actually, I was just reading the story again because at first I already had an answer, and my answer was like a no. But when I read the story and also the new information you just added, because you said that because I was like, where's the biological father? And your answer, you said, okay, the biological father is not present, and she went through the pregnancy by herself. So I went back to read the story. Now I understand the father a little bit more. So what happened, I think the main thing right now, resolve enhance the child happiness. And you have to understand, the child used to live with the mom, like in the family, in his maternal. I don't know if it's the child is a girl or
Yeah,
a boy, but
yeah.
it's maternal side. Now the
Mhm,
moms want to take him back and want him to live with them as a family. And you have to understand, like the mind of the child. Like when they go outside, they say, "Okay, this is the family." This, and the child found that it doesn't have the same last names as his other brother. It will bother him. Those are kids. The kids they want to belong somewhere. They
mhm,
like to say, okay, this is my dad and this is my mom. Every kid wants a dad. Every kid wants a mom. They want to live with their parents. So
mhm,
for me, for the men stating that, okay, I will adopt this child, which is good, which is very, very good, because I think the men, he thought about it, and the man also he said that I want all the kids to carry the same name, which is good. Also, don't forget the biological parents, father of this child, never shocked and
mhm,
said right away, I want to do nothing with that child.
mhm, mhm,
Now we are talking about that emotional support. We have physical. The patient is lacking physical. Sorry, I said the children, the child is lacking a physical, emotional support from the father, even the love. Now he
mhm,
has the chance to find that, like a chance with his new family now, going to live with his mom, and his new family has the chance to find that. The only thing I don't agree with the dad, when the dad was categorical, when he said, okay, if I adopt this child, I want him to do nothing with his biological dad. If his biological dad end up showing up, for me, and for me also, I think the mom, Rana, she's just kind of asking questions, and I
mhm,
think she can convince the husband if she comes with good argument. I don't think, because the way she was just asking for advice to go back to her husband. So I think she still can convince him. So for me,
mhm,
I think it's wrong for the man to say, okay, I want him to have nothing to do with his biological dad. Yeah, he can have it, even if it's like, I think Luke mentioned that even if it's the deadbeat dad, it doesn't take of him. Every child wants to know who the real fathers is. Even if that father do nothing for them, they just want to see them with their eyes, say, okay, you know what? At least once I saw my dad. They want to know. And also carrying in, also the new dads wanting this child to carry his last name. Yeah, for me, I agree with him. Please, if it's possible for this man to adopt that child, yes, just go for it. But please, don't say you don't want your child to do nothing, which is really that wants to show up into the child is 18 years old. I also understand the dad. I know that Rana, he wants to protect the child, Maybe it thinks that okay, now the mind of the child is like it's too fragile, he doesn't want the child to get confused, like what is going on, what do I have to dance, do I have to
Mhm.
go left, do I have to go right, do I have to choose up, I understand that right now. I guess he want to protect his mind, just to raise a stable child. But also you have to understand, at one point, if the dad decide to come back, the it's hard to say this dad the other dad.
I mean, the
I think most
stepdad
people,
or the husband.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I think the husband also, like I said, the husband is to protect the guy. So if the husband think the read that coming back, it won't help the child. Yes, it's good for him to protect that child, but you have to protect that child at one extent. You cannot just cut off everything. Yeah, you can have visitation, right? Everything like that, but just be there for him. Just be there to support him, because he will need him. He will need the husband. So yeah, it's good to protect the kids, but please don't, for me, for the husband to decide to cut all tie with his dad, even if it's short, for me that is no good, because my first question was like, at first I thought that the child knew his father, and for me that was a no, 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 because he already knew the father. You cannot cut it. But now the child even doesn't know who his father is, so now
Mhm.
I understand better. But even that, for me, for the guy, yeah, giving you your last name, because the child needs to belong somewhere. Everyone's, if they all go to the same school, when they say family of this, yeah, he will be so proud to raise up and say, oh yeah, also have a last name, like my
Yeah.
brother. Instead of saying family of T, he raised up by himself, and his other brother is family of Q. It won't make sense. Even his classmates will start asking me questions. Why you don't have last name as your brother? And it will really, really affect him. So yeah, just give your last name to that kid, because the dad is not really present. The dad wants to do nothing with that kid. Yeah, love him as your own, protect him, but please don't protect him too much. Let him, if the dad wants to come back, just let that window a little bit open.
All right. Thank you so much. So you're all in for this man adopting this child, but you're also telling him to be flexible. I mean, that child came from somewhere. Be open to the possibility that the real dad can show up anytime. CB, do you have anything to say on this?
Yes, ma. Thank you so much, ma. For me, the fact that he's rigid with the whole "I don't want your child to have anything to do with the father," for me, this is my opinion though, it's a red flag. Because I think only a mother knows what is best for her child. That's not your child, even though you want to get married to her. Just still, I mean, you want to say something like that, say it in a manner like you're suggesting. Don't be so rigid, and then making the decision as if she doesn't know and what is best for her child. I mean, she was living with that child before you came into their life. It was her and that child. You can't just forget that and be so rigid. So for me, I don't know what they did when they were dating or courting, whatever it is they did. I don't know what they were discussing, because I don't know. Well, they are married now, right? If he wants to
Mhm.
adopt her, that's not a bad idea. But at the end of the day, a child can know the dad physically and still know their roots without having anything to do with the child. There's nothing wrong with that. Him being rigid is something that I am not comfortable with. So it's just uh it makes me feel some certain kind of ways, giving this
Yeah.
energy like he's going to control everything. And even when the child is an adult, he might, I don't know. I don't like that rigid um part of him
Approach. Yeah.
just,
Coach
yeah,
Michelle, let me
why you
let me
so.
add to what Simbi has said.
Okay.
Simbi, you have made a very good point. Thank you, my daughter. God bless you. And you use the word rigid, which is the right word.
Mm.
Coach Michelle, all these are our children. I have two kids that graduated from college. Children, especially teenagers, they misbehave. They believe they know it all.
Mm.
So I don't know how this man is going to react when the boy gets to adolescent age, when he's a teenager, I want to do things myself. Maybe this man will just say, where was your father when I was doing this? You are a bad boy. No, he's not. And that's why I said this man must exhume love. This boy will know that you are not his biological father. He knows already. So he has to be very careful. There must be that genuine love, the ability to tolerate this boy, because they will misbehave. Let me give you an example, which is so funny. When my son was growing up in middle school, he has a lot of friends. He was a leader at school. And most of them are white from single parents. You know, his friend will, during their birthday, they will go to their father and get gift. Their mother will get. And my son said, I like it, Dad. I said, what? He said, because they get 2 gifts. I said, what is wrong with you? You want me and my wife? He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Because they are from, that's why he said, do you want me and your mom to divorce so that you can get it? He said, no, but I like it. Until later I begin to understand, oh, these people, yes, that's why they're getting. So when children are growing up, they will misbehave. They will do some naughty things that you have to take them. This is my child. You have to be by them. The love must be genuine. It has not to be a conditioner. We have a lot of even men of God known all over the world that their children behave, serious one, to the extent that their daughter will just go and get pregnant outside of marriage. What would they do? Men behave, they follow bad gang in school, they begin to smoke. You have to stand. So I don't know where this man is coming from. The boy just 8. Come to America and see boy of 10, 12, the way they behave in high school, very disrespectful. Parents going to the principal every time, being suspended, even with good training at home, from Christian home. Let's face facts. So I don't know where this man is going to stand when he comes to that place. I'm not going to say, I'm not saying the boy is going to turn out bad, but then even kids from very good home, they misbehave a lot. A lot. We have children that will graduate from high school and say, college is a scam. I'm not going to college, and their parents will be crying. So what are you saying? I have a PhD. Your father has so and so. You can't disgrace us. It happened. This is practical.
Yeah.
So what this man is saying, I don't get it. You need to man up and stand. Yes. Don't say this is not my child. Yeah, the father must just forget. You are the father now. You have to stand by the mother. Don't bring that rigid this thing.
Thank
It's
you
a
so much for
sacrifice.
the battery.
Thank
Thank Yeah, thank you so much. Love should be sacrificial and you have to love unconditionally. The love that comes with a lot of conditions is always not the right kind of love. So but I would say to this woman that you know what is best for your child. You know it. We know. You know. You know if this man is genuine in the love that he's pretending or saying that he has for your kids. You know it. Like we women, we can feel those things. You know if this man is just trying to be manipulative, if he's just trying to find excuses, because now maybe he's been getting a lot of pressure from family and friends about your kids who happen to be living with your mom while you both have 2 kids. And maybe just because of that pressure now is allowing you to bring the kids in your house. And I'm like, a man who is serious wouldn't have waited for you both to have 2 kids before he start mentioning about the child that you had before him. That child would have been your first child before you even had another kid with him. That child would have been there already. So for him to wait for you to have 2 children to now decide that, okay, it's time to bring that other one here. Maybe it's because he doesn't even want that child in there. That's why it's giving you all those conditions. But you, as a woman, you will know those things. You've been with this man for what? For many years. You guys have 2 kids. So it's been a while. You know him. So do what is right for your kids, because now I kind of feel for that little baby, because their biological father is not also someone that, you could be proud of. And now the stepdad is giving all these conditions. At the end of the day, what is best for that child? You, the mom, knows. If you feel like this man is serious, this husband that you married is a good man, if you feel like this will be the best thing to do for your child, well, the child is 8. And he said that once the child turned 18, they can now maybe get in contact or in touch with their own father. It's only 10 years. Chances are that before the end of 10 years, the biological father might not even show up. So if you feel like this is the best thing to do for your child, let them come in, let them be adopted. And if the biological father ever shows up, be sure that it goes through the father, through the man of the house. Don't be the one doing the don't be the middleman. Allow your husband to be the middleman. Allow your husband to handle the situation, so that there is no like suspicious arising from this. So be transparent if that ever happens. But again, are you going to let your child come in and be adopted and not having anything to do with her biological father? If that was ever to be the case, only you knows. But do what is best for this child. So guys, I think we can stop here unless anyone wants to add something else.
No, man, Coach Michelle, you nailed it. You said everything right.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Michelle, I do understand there's close adoption and there's open adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this case, I'm going to suggest for the sake of the boy, let it be an open adoption. Back up with the love of God. Even with close adoption, the child, when they grow up, they'll make that decision that I want to know where I'm coming from. There are thousands of cases. I have a friend that did the same thing. He's an American. Meanwhile, the family are European. They are Dutch. This young man is not even a young, he's in his 60s. He's one of the editor of Daily Bread in America. He's a Christian. I'm sure you've heard of Daily Bread.
I've heard of daily birds.
Yes. This man has to go to Europe to meet his family, his brother, his cousins. And he has if you see him, they look alike. And he was adopted by an American. We did not even know until this guy find out. He has to go to Europe to meet his family. Yes, the person that adopted him here, they are gone. They are dead. He bears their name. Yes, so I would just advise, let this man make it an open adoption in this case. That child represents a kind of wound to that woman that is carrying. Yes. But it need to be nurtured well so that the woman will not be looking back and say, oh, what did I do to myself? Did I marry the wrong person? You have to love her wholeheartedly. Thank you, Coach Michelle, for having me. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Brother Patrick, for being here today. God bless you too.
Yes,
Guys in the studio, Sandrine, Elise, Sabi, and look, anyone wants to say some final words, or are we ready to pull the curtains?
Um, for me, I would say this: if you want to adopt it, if you meet a woman with her child, take her in with her child, because number one, the father is already far away, and now the child has no motherly love, no fatherly love. It's very dangerous for a child. Your grandmother is not your mother, and children know their parents. Don't say the children. We know we say they don't have the last name. The children know that they don't have the same father. Even a 3-year-old will say, "You're not my father." Children speak. And they always say the truth. You're not my father, you're not my uncle, you're not my mother. They know. Another thing, you go forget something. When you give birth to a child, there's what they call dedication. The name they dedicate you with, there's a blessing attached to that name that you should not take for granted. If that child was dedicated and they use that name, that child changes the name, loses the blessings. That's why Jacob's name was changed. Paul's name was changed. But it came with a blessing. You don't just change names anyhow. It's very spiritual. You don't change names anyhow. That's why people when they change their name now when they bless the angel with the blessing, come and look for Luke. Luke is no longer there. It's not Jonathan. They don't write it. They say God says God that Luke is no longer there. Oh. We do not see Luke because it's not Jonathan. That is one name we not get sense. That there's no blessing attached to it. So we should be very careful. And now, women, know your stand. Don't get married to a man because you want to get married. You take your blood. How do you sleep at night? Knowing that your child is somewhere, you don't know how the child is faring, how the child is doing, and you go inside in the name of marriage. You abandon your blood, flesh and blood. Your father abandon and you not do. You want to do your own. Now you want to go, you meet up one tyrant, colonial master that want to own somebody's child. What happened to the uncle that gave or the family name? Is it a bad name? Accept the child like your child, and the child knows that you're not the father. No matter how you do it, the child will know you are the adopted father. You can never be the biological father, no matter how hard you try. So that is it. History is history. You cannot change history. But you can be a good father for that child. And the child will not regret having you as a father figure. But leave that child's name alone. And men are not they do well. If you want a single mother with no children, look for single women with no children. If you find a woman with her children, accept her with the whole package or leave her alone. I know you guys are already used to abandoning children outside. They impregnate women anyhow and all they care. People are like birds. Anywhere you see, you sleep. Anywhere food you see, you chill. You don't care about your generation. Most of you are like that. Empty vessel walking up and down. Don't know where your seat is, and you sleep as if you're a normal human being. You don't pay child support. You don't pay nothing. No heart, no love, nothing. That's why the Bible, God asks you to love because He knew it's hard for a man to love. Men don't love easily. Most men are selfish, heartless like the devil. So, women, if you meet a man that does not want to accept you and your child, keep going. You will find a man that will accept you and your child because you cannot leave a child so empty. If you go and see this child, and psychologically the child is down. The child will be going through some trauma. They see some of us don't believe in psychologists and therapy. They feel like it's okay. The child will get used to it. So let's think more than what we see. Let us stop being selfish and sometimes put ourselves in other people's shoes. If I was the one, my daddy run, mother now ran because of so-called love, left me on the road with grandma, how will you feel? And that man that wants to change people's name, if that marriage he is now end, and the woman now go and meet another woman, take all the children, go and live in her mother's house. Because some men, when they hate a woman, they hate her children. They cannot, if the relationship don't fit, they will use and punish the children. Let her go now. I will see how she'll take care of her children. Wickedness. Just abandon the children because marriage is finished. So if she take the children and go and live in her mother's house, somebody else come and say, and for me to accept your children, I have to change all their names. How will he feel? If he's still visiting those children, how will he feel? So please, let us, in the name of God, do unto others what we want others to do unto us. And let us be nice. Thank you.
Let the church say amen. Thank you, guys, in the comment section. Thank you, Juliet.
Amen.
Thank you, Sanusi. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, everybody. I can't call everyone's name, but I'm very grateful. And I'll see you next Sunday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. God bless you. Take care.
Good night, ma'am. Good night, everyone.
Imagine a world where borders are no barriers to love. Welcome to African Abroad Date, a platform for Africans living in the US, Canada, Europe, Australia, and beyond seeking meaningful connections. We've been in the business of love for over 5 years, helping millions find their match. We offer a community where you can search for potential partners based on location, profession, and more. Our profiles are verified, and we provide options to maintain your privacy. Our mission: to help you find lasting love no matter where you are. Sign up today at www.africanabroaddate.com. Bid loneliness goodbye. Let love cross borders, because with African Abroad Date, you're never alone.